Hello, everybody. It's Nicole. Just wanted to pop in here and talk about a topic that is very important, and I hear from a lot of women, and that is boundaries. Do you have them? So I do. And people who know me know I have my boundaries and I stick by my boundaries. So, I've talked to a couple women, like I said, and I hear a common theme, and that is, oh my gosh, my ex does this, my ex does that, or my friend does this or that just really annoys me. And I'll give you some examples. There are certain people in your life that may just stop by your house without calling. And maybe that's okay for a family member, but it's not okay for a friend. Or maybe that's okay for certain friends, but not everyone. And maybe that is no longer okay for your ex-spouse or soon-to-be ex-spouse. Things change in our lives. And as they change, you have to determine what are you comfortable with in your new life. So newly divorced moms, newly single moms, you may no longer be comfortable with certain people stopping by your house. And I'm just using that as an example. You may no longer be comfortable having to explain certain things to people as you venture on this new journey of being a single mom. And that's okay. You're figuring things out. So, for example, I have a couple of friends that are divorced, and all of our relationships are different with our ex-spouses. I have one friend, great relationship with her ex-spouse. He comes over, he helps with the homework, he brings them dinner, they bring him dinner, vice versa. They have a really good relationship. But it had to get there, and they had to communicate, and they had to discuss boundaries, and they have a good relationship on the other end. But people have to see the beginning of that to see how they got there. I have other friends where the ex-spouses don't come in the home. The ex-spouses do need to really kind of talk about it, and I don't want to say get permission, but really make sure it's okay with the mom or whoever has primary custody before you just stop by, before you just pick them up, before you make plans for them on various weekends. And that's okay too. When you think about boundaries, guys, boundaries are for us. It's for what makes us comfortable. But we also have to be mindful that people aren't going to always respect your boundaries. So what do you do when someone doesn't respect your boundaries, especially someone that you may have been married to? It's simple. You talk about it. I don't care who it is, you still let them know. Now, whether that's via email or face-to-face communication, that's fine. So with me in my life, I do have certain boundaries with my ex, with just people in general. I have boundaries at work too. So with me, I tell people, hey, this is what I expect. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. Are we on the same page? They have every right to say no. They have every right to be like, you are crazy. I am not doing that. That's okay. You don't have to be happy with their response, and nor can you control their response. But what you do is you set your boundaries. You let the other person know what your boundary is. But in your mind, you need to be able to deal with someone disrespecting your boundaries. But the question is, what happens when your boundaries are disrespected? What do? You have a couple of choices. You can just let it go. And if that's your choice, that's your choice. But you need to be okay with the consequences of letting it go. And that could be extra stress for you. That could be, not the type of relationship that you're looking to get to in the future. You also have the choice of saying, hey, we talked about this. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm going to need you to respect this boundary. I think that's a great option. I've tried that option. Then you have some people in your life who do not respect even that boundary. And again, they have the choice to respect your boundaries. You have the choice to decide what you do when someone doesn't respect your boundaries. So in the sense when someone still continues to disrespect your boundaries, and that could be an ex-spouse popping over, that could be an ex-spouse not coming to pick the kids up on time, whatever it may be, we can't control other adults. So what you do in that situation is have a backup plan, ladies. I'll give you a prime example. There was a couple that the dad was supposed to have the children for spring break. He did not discuss with the mom that he was going to go on vacation during his spring break time. And he did. He sent her an email probably a couple weeks before. It says, hey, I'm not going to be able to pick up the kids. I know I'm supposed to get them Friday after school, but I'm going out of town and I'll pick them up Wednesday from your house. She had a couple of choices. She could have been like, okay, well, I'll figure out what to do. She could have argued back and forth with him. But instead, I think she made a wise choice. She responded back and she said, I hope you were aware that it was your spring break time, which it was because he sent an email. She said, I have plans for spring break. So I'm expecting you to pick up the kids Friday after school. I'm not going to be able to cancel my plans. Let me know if indeed you cannot pick them up Friday after school. If you can't, I will be sending them to the grandparents' house for a spring break, and unfortunately you won't be able to see them until the following weekend. Let me know your choice. Have a great day. I think she handled it very well because she put it back on him to say, hey, these are your choices. In this situation, it was very sad. He decided to continue to go on vacation, and she did. She sent the kids away for spring break. She let him know, hey, something came up. Unfortunately, Dad isn't going to be able to pick you up. Feel free to give him a call, but you're going to grandma's this spring break. And the kids went. They had a wonderful time. She did not talk negatively about her ex-spouse. She did not argue with her ex-spouse. And she was still able to do the things that she wanted to do and had planned without getting frustrated. That is just one example, and it doesn't always end that way. But you know what? We can practice to get there. Because at the end of the day, boundaries are for us, to help us feel better, to help alleviate stress in our lives. But always have a backup plan if someone decides not to respect your boundaries. I hope this helps. Thanks for joining.